on sand and holding your hand. Feel like a tourist in my own homeland, in my own homeland.
Greetings, kings and queens. Welcome to another Real Stuff podcast. Today is Monday, and when it's Monday, we have really current news coming out of Jamaica, the Caribbean, and around the world. And today, we're going to do a whole lot of chatting. So sit and stay, don't go nowhere unless you're going to get your tea, your coffee, whatever beverage you consume this time of the morning. I'll be back with my podcasting team.
The season, you've got every reason. This place is another little heaven. East or west, I couldn't care less. Ooh, this place, it is definitely blessed. My own homeland. North or south, feel free to wander about. You can jump, dance, or sing and shout in my own homeland. Give yourself a treat, a few days or a week, and you will see just what I mean. Just take my advice, so everyone is nice. You feel like royalty, my friend.
Yes. Once again, we're here. Top of the morning, gangs.
Good morning, top of the morning, Franco.
All right.
And to all of
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning again. All right. So today is really current, so let me ask you guys what's happening in your neck of the woods. I'm going to start out first with the Jamaica man. Flavors, what's happening in your neck of the woods?
Well, we have sunshine, other on the news, we have vaccine talk. That's a major thing. Vaccines, people getting it. I think they mentioned a number last night on the news. I did not get the whole thing of the story, but they were saying like 1 million people have been vaccinated now. Probably not both doses, but one dose or more so far. So people are pushing hard now for the vaccine, especially the school thing. I think this morning also, the schools that were chosen to do face-to-face, that starts this morning. I think it's 300 and something schools that they decided that should go back face-to-face now. So that is starting this morning.
Okay.
And of course, football is coming up.
All right.
On the weekend and next week, World Cup football is coming up, where Jamaica will be playing El Salvador first, and then the USA sometime next week.
Okay. Courtney, what's going on in your neck of the woods?
Well, my neck of the woods, it's just 62 degrees and sunny outside. Such a lovely day. But two news items caught my eyes, and that's about the vaccine mandate and a term that I've heard for the first time called skimflation. Yeah, and in the news about the vaccine mandate, I see that there are challenges from the Republican states of Florida, Georgia, and Alabama. And these governors are challenging the legality based on the Constitution. And the term skimflation is really about the cutting back of services offered by airlines, hotels, and restaurants. Yeah, and this is mainly due to a shortage in the labor market for those, the kind of personnel who offer that service. So back to you, Franco.
Okay. Cleve, what's happening in your neck of the woods?
Yes, well, thanks and good morning again, everyone. Well, today, it was yesterday that we returned to daylight saving time. So we're joining the other members like Flavius in Jamaica to have the same time. And this has opened as well the reopening of the US-Canada border. So this morning early, the line crossing Ontario going into New York State was busy even 1 o'clock in the morning, I understand. So, this has real great significant economic importance. And of course, we have a continuing discussion about COVID. The Americans don't want any strict tests going across, but come back to Canada, they've got to get their test. And there's also the discussion about the COP26, which I hope we can talk about later on. So things are quite active here in terms of the COVID, the trade, and the climate.
All right. So we have a whole heap of things we can talk about this morning. Somebody did right when we said we're going to chat this morning. All right. So let's start. Because we already start late. And I want to just utilize the rest of the time that I have. So I want to first say, let's touch a little bit about this, what them call it, this COP 26. That's what they call it, right?
Yeah, yes.
And it officially finished when? The 12th of this month?
Yeah, the 12th of November, yes.
So it's a good look for me to see a lot of small countries I get for meet the big fish them, so them can come out and talk. And really, I'm really impressed with the Prime Minister of Barbados. Seems like she make a friend with the US President. Because everyone come grab her and think. I don't know what I talk to her about, but let's hope it's something good. Because I know the 30th coming up. They have their what you call it?
Republic.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, well, they have independence and a transition to a republic, yeah.
All right, so let's hope for something good, positive them I talk about. She was one of those Prime Minister who's strongly, sticking out, say, well, more funds needed for the Caribbean countries in terms of a whole lot of infrastructure that we need to get going in the Caribbean. So I want to know what you guys think about it.
Well, in everything, you would know that you need preparation, and for that particular, subject of preparing for hurricanes and storms and things like that, you're talking about a whole lot of money, because, you have to think about storm sheds, or if you even think about it from the infrastructure side, how many people in Jamaica have a storm window? Mm-hmm. If you just think about that alone, and you know that in the US that they went around, the government, gave out grants and money, for, people, especially for the people in Florida and areas that are, hurricane prone, like in Louisiana and those places, in New Orleans, they really give money to, for people to install these windows in their home and, and other protection, And that is going to be needed in Jamaica. I know in Jamaica our houses are well built with concrete and steel and all of that. But you still need those storm windows and proper roofing.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That's true. But the part we just mentioned, them give you money.
Yeah, man. They have always been like giving grants,
I know about for the what them call this the solar system thing.
Yeah, they did for storm windows.
Okay, I have to go find out, check it out some more. But it sound good. I like the look, I like the idea of them. I mean, it's been a while now since we don't get hit by when I say a severe hurricane. I have to say severe because every year we get something, except this year. This year was over. Oh Lord.
Don't talk too soon.
Nah, man, we're out of the clear now, man.
Ah, really?
Yeah, man, we're out of the clear.
What date did? What them name now? The one that went up to New York. What date did that come?
Sunday. The Sunday thing is a different thing, because there were like 3 different kind of storms that met in one place.
Mm-hmm. No. But remember, it started just below Jamaica, and passed through Jamaica.
Yeah. Well, that was just the hurricane aspect of it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, the hurricane. We don't get nothing big this year, so that's good. Right now, I go through cold season, man. If Courtney, how much you say this morning in your place is? 60 what?
62 degrees.
All right, then that me wake up on that, man, that me go walk and thing.
How much, Franco?
62. Let me get up and go walk. Fresh.
52?
62.
Okay.
Let me get up and go walk. So that me I tell you. So, a cold year, and we have more cold front coming as well, the weather lady said this morning.
So we're nice then.
We're nice. Hey, hurricane season gone already. I don't know what you're talking about. And the rain.
Gentlemen, let us not be too cozy, because what Courtney was suggesting, and I think Flavius must have implied as well, is that the hurricane season is getting longer and longer. That's why.
Yes, it is.
It has come in November. Mm-hmm. Remember at school we used to say June too soon, September, August it must, September.
Stand by.
October all over.
Yeah.
But the last few years, because of rising temperature, it has gone into November. Mm-hmm. So this is one of the problems of climate change.
True.
The summers are getting longer and the winters are getting shorter. And because of climate change, over the oceans, they're heating up. And when the temperature over the oceans heat up, it will cause that upsurge and cause the storms on the oceans. True. We can't be too cozy right now.
I jump up for joy already. I want them early celebrate.
We're hoping that we won't get it. But this is one of the challenges of the COP26, that not only the small islands but the big countries have to try and meet the challenges of 2030 and 2050 so that we can reduce the carbon emissions or the carbon dioxide equivalent emissions. Because in Canada, for instance, we have made big plans, but we still have the Alberta oil sands, where even though some people will argue that they're getting more efficient, they're still producing a lot of gases that cause global warming. And so in the COP conference, we have lots of Canadian young people and NGOs that are there challenging the leaders that they must try and reduce dependence on coal and oil and try to get alternative sources of energy that can be green and reduce the emissions so that we can even meet the 2050 target by getting the increase at 1.5 degrees Celsius. So that's a real challenge. And yes, we need trade. The small countries need trade and need grants from the bigger countries, but everybody have to try and reach a working agreement to reduce the dependence on fossil fuel and to get alternative energies.
All right.
Can I hear from you guys, Flavius in Jamaica? You know what is the alternative energy program like at present?
Not a lot. I know they are creating some solar farms,
Yes.
and they have some wind farms, but nothing close to what it should be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the power company is still using. Well, they have moved from the heavy oil now to LNG for the most part, but they need to go a lot more solar and wind.
That's right.
I don't think, well, I know for a fact that we're not utilizing that enough. I think a chicken company and another one, they are going mostly solar now, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we know about the solar, and I saw in the news where one of these, I'm not sure, I think it's a Chinese phone company. They are now in Jamaica bringing solar panels. I think it's Huawei.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, in collaboration with a Jamaican company. The thing with the whole renewable energy in Jamaica, it is much too expensive to set up.
Yes.
Like we actually had a gentleman from Grenada who owns a hotel in Grenada, and he was fully solar. And when we told him what it was costing in Jamaica to set up solar, he was shocked. So we need to get the prices down, like the prices of the panels. In fact, we need to manufacture them out here, because I don't think they are very difficult to manufacture. And then we can get the cost down and have a bigger percentage of renewable energy in our power grid. And we should be doing well. We should be doing very well. Because over time, we will have to get rid of this every oil thing, you know, because the cost alone, and if we can bring down use the renewable energy and bring down the costs, because people are now looking into electric cars. You know, you have a few of them now. We don't have many. We don't have the infrastructure for it yet. But that is where we have to go.
Yes.
My friend in Grenada, from the True Blue Bay Hotel, he said he has a bus that transports his staff and his guests and all that, and it costs him almost zero. Mm-hmm. Because it runs it's an electric bus, and he has a solar grid at his hotel. So can you imagine the cost compared to somebody who is going the conventional way? You know? So these things we have to look at. We have to embrace renewable energy and the technology as far as transportation and all that is concerned. And we have to do it sooner than later. We can't wait until everybody do it.
Yeah, you know? Flavius.
Yeah.
But I noticed he didn't mention anything about hydropower. You know, with Jamaica having so many rivers and all of that. You know, I don't mention it, Courtney, because I don't see anybody making any move in that direction. We have the of course, we have the big Black River. We have the Rio Minnow in Clarendon, the Rio Cobre in St. Catherine, you know, and so many rivers in Portland.
rivers in St. Anne. But I don't see anybody making any step in that direction, Courtney. Seriously, I don't see that. I don't know why. Probably they figure the rivers are too small. I don't think so. Because every little make a muckle, they say. So if we can get a little power here, a little power there, it build up the grid. And that's what we need to do. We need to cut out the oil completely. We have the wind, we have the hills where we can do the wind farm, which they are doing. Probably not enough, but they are doing that. And of course, we have sun every day. So we need to look at it. Courtney, I don't really know why the powers that be is not looking at hydro. I don't know.
I think you have hit it on the head, the nail on the head, Flavius, about the size of the rivers and the potential for them to have fast flowing downflow like a giant waterfall, because you need that waterfall, not the one like we have at Dunn's River, but a higher fall for the water to change into the kinetic energy to cause the turbines to flow. So I think because of the size of the river, a few countries in the Caribbean have been doing that, like Belize, which is more on the mainland, the continental side. But I think initially it will be even more expensive to get it going than to expand the solar, which is a very good point that you raised. And, we have a lot of solar. Later on, we can see if we invest more in the hydro, but I think the Caribbean has the potential to expand the solar and the electric vehicles. But one of the great problems, as we know, is the foreign exchange. And until Jamaica try to reduce the foreign exchange rate, we're going to continue to have problems in getting these things at an affordable cost. So solar, yes, I agree, and later on more work, if possible, on hydro. But along with solar will be the electric cars, and along with that, to improve the forestry production, because that goes hand in hand in mitigating the environmental impacts. I've heard some of the criticisms coming out of Jamaica that the present government has caused a deterioration in the coastal mangroves. We can't afford such things to happen, because if the mangroves are destroyed, the tourism sector is going to be destroyed. So we've got to have a strong environmental plan along with our investment in renewable energy.
True.
Well, the government has started, I think, I heard it a few weeks ago or about a month ago, where they are planning, or they're encouraging people. They want to plant a minimum of 3 million trees within the next year or 2 years. So one for each person in Jamaica.
That would be great.
And yeah, that would be fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have been cutting down and not planting.
Yes. This is a very good point, guys.
But Flavius, but remember there was a time when a prime minister in Jamaica would encourage all of that. Where did that go?
Well, nowhere.
You know how politics come and go. When one government
started and stop.
Yeah, start and stop.
When you have a change of government,
Yes, that is
everything put on hold. Mm-hmm. Everybody wants to have their own plan put in place.
Yes,
but a point that you made, Cleve, as regards the foreign exchange.
Yes.
My question now to the world, to the Caribbean, to Jamaica. I think Trinidad was somewhere around 6-1.
About that, 6 or 8.
And everybody else in the Caribbean is below 3.
Well, apart from Bahamas that have the US as its standard currency.
And
Cayman with the British.
And Jamaica is 156. How that happens? One moment, please.
Yes.
What's going on?
Yeah, let's take a break.
A break? Okay.
I met a boy the other day, got the sweetest loving ever come my way. Do anything I say, when he loves me this way. The only thing I say is, oh mama, mama, keep on loving me, Sabawaya. Oh mama, keep on loving me, Sabawaya. You got Bagwaya in it, so wonderful. You got Bagwaya in it, so wonderful. Bagwaya is so wonderful. All I can say is, oh mama, mama, keep on loving me, Bagwaya. Oh mama, mama, keep on loving me, Bagwaya. Look me with it, tone, dee tone a break. Man, you better run, come, cause I need a fix. Man, you better run, come, cause I need a fix. I feel it, ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay.
Ooh, Miss Bagwaya. The music of Sharon Forrester, Bagwaya. So where were we?
Flavius was discussing something.
Yeah, we were talking about the foreign exchange.
We're talking about money.
And money. Yeah. Flavius. But just want to ask a simple question though. You think that the level of trading that is going on in Jamaica and the importation of food, that is what is causing the dollar to be like that?
No, I think the dollar is like that because some people want it to be like that.
So what you're saying then, in essence, that someone is manipulating the money market?
Oh yes, there's no doubt about that.
Okay.
What we need to do, somebody has to be brave enough. In fact, I asked a friend of mine who is a expert economist some years ago, long time. And I say, what should Jamaica do to get out of this crisis? Him say, simple, dollarize. When you dollarize, 1 for 1, that's it. So there's no manipulation can go on. Because you're on par with the US dollar. And you live and you survive. But now we have no value. The dollar is, 156 to 1. Can you imagine that? How can we survive? Because the people who control the foreign exchange, they can put the dollar anywhere they want it. And that is what is happening now. And we're just not coping. The whole thing of trading and exporting and all that is playing a serious part because the ratio of imports and export is way out of proportion. We are importing a whole lot more than we are exporting. We're hardly exporting anything. So the little money that we have can't balance. It can't balance because we keep on buying all these things that we don't need to buy, especially food stuff. You know, we have to look at all these food stuff that we're buying that we shouldn't be buying. You know, we're buying corn and we're buying tomato and potato and all these things that we can go. Peas, you know, a big one. You know, you really don't know. You really don't know. We're buying manure, all these things that we importing. And you don't have the export to back it up. And that is a major problem, I think, for us. But we have to come to something, you know, fix the dollar, dollarize fully, or fix the dollar somewhere that we can work. And we work and keep it at that level. From I've been going to Barbados, Barbados is 2.9 something to, no, 1.9 something to 1. OECS, which is the smallest islands, come together in one block, and they are 2.7 something from long time, and that don't fluctuate, it don't change, and they're doing all right. We know with a runaway train. I remember in the 80s, it was in the 80s it was about 5 to 1 maximum. All of a sudden it just run down the hill.
Mm-hmm.
But some people will tell you that it's good for us.
That's right. That's right.
I do not see that. I am not an economist, but I know the people in the country is crying, suffering, can't cope.
Suffering.
So we need to...
but Flavors, I just want, you know, because the start just, you know, just comment, you know, keep coming to me. Why is there less manufacturing concerns in Jamaica? Because simple. One, you have to understand that Jamaica, the people in money in Jamaica, the people with money in Jamaica, they make their money from trading. They are not into manufacturing, because manufacturing, the markup is so small as compared to them, and the markup is so small, and the problems, you know, you have problems with staff, unions, all these things. Then you have the people who work, who use the stock market. They don't have any staff, them don't have any maternity leave, them don't have anything like that. So these people rather use their money in those ways than into manufacturing, because manufacturing you have to encounter people. And you have rules and you have laws and you have all kind of things, you know. And they don't want to deal, because Jamaica is a very highly unionized country. And the people with the money don't like that. They like a big profit margin, and they don't like to be told that them can't do that, or they have to pay more, you know. Our minimum wage is so small. I mean, people can't live on it. So but that's the problem. Manufacturing is difficult. Yeah.
And then when you do manufacturing to export, now you have to abide by the international standards and all these things. And that also costs money to put in place.
Yeah, but the follow-up question is now, why are there so many, like, these service, I'd call them service markets then, like what the Burger King, the Taco Bell, the Wendy's, the this and the that, the KFC, you know, why are so many of them, you know, being all over Jamaica now?
Well, because the government allows it, and they don't have a policy like some other countries do of bringing in these people.
Jamaica is Americanized.
Oh, yes. And you see, I figured that out some long time ago, no, Courtney. I think it has to do with the whole American foreign policy, you know. Because if you get the people, if you get these things into the country, the people more people will want to stay home or not clamor to go to the US than if they were not, because a lot of people go to the US because of the nice things that them see. So when you bring the nice things into the country, people say, okay, I can get my Burger King, I can get my this or whatever. But apart from that, these American companies are very, very aggressive.
And their money don't stay in Jamaica.
The first time I went to London, I never saw one of them. You had the fish and chip shop and your kebab shop and all these shops. When I went back to England, most of these shops were shut down. And you had Kentucky, Burger King, Wendy's and all that populate the whole of London now. So they are very aggressive.
Yes, Cleve mentioned something.
The money don't stay here at all. All the money do here is...
That's what I want to find out something, since Cleve bring it up. Can the government do something to make at least a percentage of that dollar stay in Jamaica? Isn't there something they can do? Because I know it's been done in some other countries. You can't take out all of your profit and send go out of the country.
In your country, no, you make the rules.
So
that's right.
So why them not put anything in place? So
I don't know. Look at tourism. Every day the minister come and talk and say, oh, tourism is doing well. And, we have 3 million people coming and whatever. But he never speaks about what we take from tourism, because the tourism is even worse than those companies, because the tourism money don't even come to Jamaica. The money that comes to Jamaica is just to pay the staff, and routine maintenance. All money is collected abroad, especially in the all-inclusive setup, which is what all of these new people are coming with now. So no money don't get spent in Jamaica. It's back to the whole thing of the commerce. If you don't have commerce, you have nothing. Money must be spending everywhere, all over the place. If we don't have that, then we can't grow, because the money not going to reach to the people in pocket. Our tourism supposed to be is that when a tourist come with the money, him pay for him hotel and thing, and him go up on the road, him drink a jelly, him stop at a little bar and him buy a red stripe. So the money is going everywhere. Everybody's getting a little of the money. But when none of that money is being spent in Jamaica, tourism is useless to us, totally useless. I mean, you have X amount of people get a job, but so what? And what we spoke to the minister about a lot when he was here is that most of these people live in slums. You work in a Ritz-Carlton or a hotel like that, Toronto. Everything is A-class, nice, everything pretty and whatever. And when you leave work and go home, you wonder what you're really doing.
Mm-hmm.
So these are a lot of things we need to do.
Yeah, the government has to be strong and meet the American government at a table and discuss. I do not know what helped the Jamaican-born Nick Perry, who is he presently in Jamaica as the ambassador for U.S. to Jamaica, Nick Perry?
No, he was nominated to the post.
He was nominated by the president. He hasn't gotten it yet.
He's not there yet. Okay, well, I don't know if somebody like him who is Jamaican-born might be able to come with a more a softer tone and work with the Jamaican government, but we do need the government to be somewhat aggressive and stand up and make certain demands.
I think, Cleve,
Yes.
I think what we're talking about now will need people above his pay grade. This is a policy thing.
Oh yes, but you know the ambassador represents the U.S. government.
Yeah.
So if he
Can't really do much.
If he can start the negotiation, you know, then
Yes.
the Prime Minister could take that up, you know, or the government approach him with that. But we can't continue this palm effort. You know, like the one time they gave a joke about Jamaicans being the land of the open palm. You know.
Really?
Stretching out their hands to America for handouts. So we can't continue like that, else we're not going to have any solution to this dollar crisis.
No, all that we need somebody of strong will who's willing to do what is required.
Yes.
What is required, we have to just say, let's move from here to here, and we'll work with that. That's what is required. I mean, it can't be in a free flow like it is now. I mean,
No, sir, no.
156 and going down or up, depending on how you want to look at it.
No. Yes.
It is totally ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Totally ridiculous. Because the money can't buy anything. The people who are not too bad is people who get remittance. Because when they exchange it, you know, they get a lot of money, but the money still can't buy anything because it has no value.
Yes.
So
We should learn from our sister Caribbean countries how they're able to maintain a relative stability with the currency over the years.
because they have foresight, they have management, and they plan.
That's right.
We are more of a knee-jerk situation. We react when something happens. You hear that, okay, you have a surge of crime over here. Okay, we're putting in something over here. And then something happens elsewhere, them do something again. We need to plan ahead.
Yes.
And that's what we're not doing. We're not planning ahead, and we're not managing properly. It's critical that we manage properly. We plan and manage. That's the two key words. And in fact, I had a friend of mine, I used to speak to him about Canada and Barbados. He had never been to Canada. And then he went to the States, and then I met him. He came back and I saw him and said, Flavius, I know what you're talking about with Canada. And it's the same thing in Barbados. I'm going to say, what? He says one word, management. Management. If you don't manage, we can't solve any problem.
That's true, sir. That's true.
And what you see happening in Jamaica is a few people making a lot of money.
Lots of money.
And the other people into poverty. That is what we need to raise the bottom level of our existence in Jamaica. The bottom level should be where people can be comfortable. Like Maslow law say, if you can satisfy the bottom level of the pyramid, you can move to the second level. And that's the key to the whole thing. Too many of us are on the bottom rung with no hope at all to move to the second rung, not to mention reaching self-actualization. It won't happen because we have to get up off of the bottom first.
Well spoken, sir. Well spoken. So that is one of the challenges. So you see, we got many challenges along with the climate crisis is the economic crisis. and we've got to try and solve them together because both of them can go hand in hand, the solution for both of them.
But Jamaica is a very rich place if you look on what we have, you know.
Oh, yes.
If you look at what we have and the people we have and the money that can be generated and whatever, but we don't have an organized way in doing it. And that is the problem. That is the problem. And we only believe in trading. We have to start create something that people can buy because my thing, if you have $100 and that's for everybody, no matter how you cut it up, it's still $100. You have to use that $100 and make it 200 and make it 400. Then our standard of living can improve. Mm-hmm. But we're not doing that. We're not doing that. If we don't do that, we're in serious trouble.
All right. What else on the table?
Well, football is on the table. Vaccines are on the table.
Oh yeah, I heard you mention something about 1 million Jamaicans.
I didn't get it full, so I don't want to
okay.
say much about it because I don't have the facts.
Fair
but
enough.
it sounded to me like they were saying that they reached the 1 million mark.
Mm.
I don't know how that is possible since we were less than 10%. Mm-hmm. And 1 million would be about 33%. So I don't know. But what might be helping that is that they have gotten a new set of Pfizer, and they have another one on the way. Because it seems that people will not be taking the AstraZeneca and the Johnson & Johnson for the most part. So I don't know if that has made a difference.
You mean Pfizer for adults is there now? That's what you're referring to? Or is the same Pfizer that they're giving to students 12 and up?
I think the same one because Pfizer was brought initially for students. I think so. But when the parents carry their child and their child get it, them demand to get it too.
Mm. And that's something somebody asked me the other day. If that was the case, wouldn't that be a lower dosage for the adult? Because the dosage.
No, I don't know. I really do not know.
Let me tell you. The dosage for 12 to 18 is the same dosage as
adults.
It's only the children now that are 5 to 11 that they give us a lower dosage.
Okay.
Yeah, because they have been giving it to the adults. So they should know. But adults have been getting it. In fact, the first set that came, enough children couldn't get it because a lot of adults got. And I know that wasn't the design, that wasn't intended, but they demanded it.
So in reality then, all right, let me ask, in the reality then, wouldn't that be, what you call it? They have deceived the purpose because I figure that the 12 to, say about 18, 19 would have been a little bit milder. And when I say milder, I'm judging from the fact that 5 to 11, they can't get the same dosage. So 12 to up, maybe 19, put it 19. They would get maybe something different from what the adults get when you get your first job.
No,
I think the same.
They've done
Franco.
Because why I'm saying this, and the reason why I'm saying this now, because we know we're going through is a test that they're doing, and wouldn't they have to make sure, say, all right, if they're gonna make something for between a child who is 12 and those 19 years old, compared to an adult, right, who get their first shot, you would make sure, say, boy, look out for the child between the age of 12 and even say 14, make sure, say, boy, what dosage you give an adult, you don't give that child.
Well, the fact
Now, Franco, just a quick thing to I think because when you talk about dosages, remember, like if you have taken pills, it's 20 milligram, 10 milligram, or what. But in terms of vaccine, I think what we have to look at if it's the same efficacy, the percentage of the efficacy is different. That's a question we should be really asking, because the dosage, maybe those, you get a different dosage, but I think more or less the efficacy or the effectiveness of the vaccine may be the same.
What you know about it, Cleaver?
Yes, well, so far, as we know, in Canada, USA, and United Kingdom, the 12 to 17-year-olds, they got it later than the 18 plus, because they did test a study on this cohort before they decided. So it's based on testing and evidence. So they found out that through the test, the percentage efficacy is similar to that of the adults. So that's why it has been decided in Canada, in USA, in UK and other countries that the 12 plus age group would have the same level of COVID vaccine as the older adults. So it's based on evidence. And as we know, team, that this is ongoing because everything is relatively new. So people are doing more tests and more tests as they go along. But it's based on evidence.
All right. So.
And the last thing they're talking about now, Franco, the most present thing they're talking about now with the vaccine is to start giving third shots to some people.
It start already. It start already.
No, in Jamaica.
Oh, okay.
It hasn't started yet.
Okay.
I think Barbados is starting or already started. In fact, my friend in Barbados say he's up for his third shot now. But Jamaica has just spoken about that this week.
Well, they need to. One of the discussion points here is that you can't give the third shot and you have so many people who don't get even their first or second shot yet. So that's why in Canada, the government says it's only for those high risk group.
No, that's the same. That's the same in Jamaica.
Yes,
that's what they're saying. High risk people.
But we've got to ensure that the message is out for the vaccine hesitant and vaccine deniers to understand the importance of getting the vaccine. I have been a little bit pleased that I've been doing a little work with some people, and somebody wrote me this week and said, thanks very much for encouraging us to get our vaccine. Now they got their second vaccine and are feeling much better. So we've got whatever little chance we do, we got to spread the word to the hesitant people and the doubters that vaccines save life.
The last time I heard the president talk about it, US was sending out like about 500 million to the world, and they are expecting that by next year summer, the world population should at least 70% of the world population should be vaccinated. You think that number can be reached?
Oh yeah. Let me tell you, Franco, the biggest driving force I see for people getting the vaccine is travel.
Okay, one.
Because people love to want to travel, they love to travel. And if you don't get the vaccine, you won't travel. Simple.
And the other thing is that those countries that don't produce the vaccine, they will have to be dependent on the producer countries. So those countries that produce the vaccine will have to make certain stand by their original wish to give to countries that do not make the vaccine and work with the World Health Organization so that countries, especially a lot of them in Africa and in Asia, lesser extent in the Americas, will get the vaccine. Unless that is done on a consistent and concerted basis, we're not going to reach that mark.
Okay. Well, anything else on the table? If not, can we adjourn?
Well, we haven't said anything about the football yet.
The football.
Football international. It's an international weekend again. And it's...
What's Jamaican chance?
It is Jamaica in a critical situation where they need to win all the games now.
That's right.
Or at least not lose any at all.
Well, I see some inclusion. They bring back in a couple of players who were on the injury list, like Leon Bailey is one. I think he's needed.
Yeah.
He's needed out there. So,
but my problem with all of that, Franco, no matter who they bring, they don't have a team. That's the problem.
Oh, that's a severe problem.
These people have never played together before. And you're playing against people who have been playing together 5, 6, 10 years. So it can be always hard to beat these guys. Always. Because your people them come from all, but them don't know each other. Them don't even talk alike. Home games is an away game for us because none of these guys have ever played at the national stadium. So, we are really behind the 8 ball. We have to dig really deep.
It's a big challenge.
Everybody have to know, so boy, I am going out there, I'm going to do some individual brilliance.
So Flavors, you're saying that since the squad what them have now, no games with these players haven't played inside the stadium yet?
No. The only match they played inside the stadium is the one. They played. Some of them played 2 matches already, which is the Panama Tree Love and the Canadian John match.
Okay.
Remember, so these guys don't live in Jamaica. Them don't know Jamaica. That's the problem. They don't know each other.
Yes, that's a real problem. But just to give a twist to that, you can't really say that though about our West Indian cricket team that has fallen so far out of the boundary in this T20.
Well, we can set a different program for that because I would love to discuss that.
Okay.
Because I let me tell you, the origin is not the right word. But how cricket is being played from the youth level in the Caribbean now is far away from it used to play in the old days.
Oh, I see.
And that is causing the problem. I went to a thing one time and the youth cricket was being played with tennis ball. Because the parents don't want the hard ball hit their child.
Is that right?
So you cannot develop good batsmen from tennis ball.
Oh, no,
Simple.
That is rounders.
Simple.
I see.
And I want to say this point. I get this point too. Since we're going to have a few minutes on it. If you remember from the Warrior days, come up to the Lloyd days, when West Indies was really on top. Although we had some great batsmen, it was always the bowlers that was winning the match for us. And now we have no bowlers. That's the problem, We cannot bowl out a team. No team we can bowl out. And that is a major problem. No matter how much, I remember, no matter how much the opposition make, or no matter how much you make, your bowlers cannot get them out. I remember a match in Barbados when there was some problem and they said no spectators. against Australia, I think, on the last day. And Australia never won many runs. And Walsh and Ambrose said them game ball all day, them not giving up the ball.
I think I remember.
And we won the match.
I think I remember that.
Because the secondary bowlers weren't up to scratch. So them take the task and bend them back. Yes. Because they were the two great bowlers.
I think
we don't have anybody like that now.
Mm-hmm.
We have some of the greatest fast bowlers and spin bowlers in the history of cricket. Mm-hmm. But there's a major drought now. You can't name one bowler now, not even one bowler now that you can say is world class. Mm. We don't have one. But we have batsmen can bat and can make runs, and but first time any runs the batsman they make, the bowlers can win the match for you.
But Flavius, I think you can't leave out the batsman, because in this T20 series the batsmen also fail.
No, they fail. Of course they fail. Mm. Yeah. But the point I'm making is that there is no balance.
Yeah. There's no balance, yes.
There's no balance. The bowlers, you see, Franco knows that I always talk about this word, presence. You have to have presence. When you're a batsman and you see Curtly Ambrose or Michael Walden or those people coming up to you, there is some fear that him can get you out because they are that good. We don't have anybody like that now, that a batsman may come to the wicket and have any fear about any bowler West Indies have right now. Not one.
Mm. All right, gents.
We're not talking about just fast. We're talking about people who can get your wicket because them tricky, them fast, all kind of things.
All right, we're gonna end it right here, so. You know, cricket, lovely cricket. We're going to hope that this international week for football that Jamaica can get at least 6 points out of the games them. And, you know, see if them can in a good position. It would be nice to see Jamaica and Canada going to the World Cup, you know, definitely. Right, Cleve? So, we're going to ask Cleve to do the summary for us this morning, and then we're going to get out of here.
Yes, so it was a real heartwarming day when we discussed so many issues that affect the world right now, not only Jamaica and the Caribbean, but when we look at the COVID crisis, there is some optimism because more people are taking the vaccines, and we're very pleased for that. And on the COP26 summit that's going on, even though there has not been a great significant breakthrough yet, but we still have another week in which you have the negotiators and the people outside of the main building. They are still doing their thing, and we hope that there might be some breakthrough so that the world can reduce the carbon emissions by 2030 or even by 2050. So it's been a good morning of discussion. And last but not least, games such as cricket and football, always very encouraging. And we hope that our Jamaican and West Indian teams will have the optimism as we look at the sunshine for today. It's so bright and beautiful, not only in Ontario, but Florida, New Jersey, Jamaica. And sunshine always brings optimism. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. I want to thank you all for coming this morning as well. Flavius, Courtney, Cleve, and those in the chat room. I see Mr. Bean there. For those who are participating, thank you also for coming. Please remember to subscribe, like, and share the video. And remember that the object of this channel is to educate you and entertain you. And the Real Stuff Podcast is your Caribbean podcast. So thank you. So live and love every moment of your life and be grateful for each new day. Cherish your family and friends. Bless others. Keep the faith. Never lose hope. And remember, prayer changes things regardless of what religion you belong to. You must pray and continue to pray. So on behalf of our podcasting team, I want to thank Francine, Max Vanette, Flavius, Courtney, and myself for making sure that we bring you, you know, the best we can give you each and every day. And going to ask, actually, before I ask Queen Luba, I want to, you know, say that have a joyful morning. For those who have seen our time change, we have gone up, still maintain the 11 o'clock. I know Jamaica, you listening this morning and watching, you have bumped up into the 11 o'clock slot and not 10 o'clock. So have a joyful morning, a joyful afternoon, a joyful evening.
And Franco, and the Eastern Caribbean.
Yeah. So depending on your time zone. So I'm going to ask Queen Lubafo to say the Our Father in the Garifuna language, and then Tafina with Teko myself to take us out of here. Yes, I you know, just we call it confirm that time zone, the Eastern Caribbean time zone too as well.
Well,
see, I want to get out of here so fast.
You lead us so full of, you belong far away away. Ajuguala lego buseru, lida mua, lida sungfula, lida mua, lida sungfula.
well, unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.
All you gotta do is just speak. One word is enough, and I'm no longer sorrow. I forget what I was trying to say. I no longer do what I was gonna do, but you're no good for me. That's why me know what send me if it could flee. Me if you take away me say.
Well, unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.
I like a thief in the night. Me if you get all the side.